It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Memphis Grizzlies. Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and we've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony at the table with me. And the fourth member of our crew, David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. And, of course, they're still without Jaren Jackson.
Kevin, he went down a few weeks back, and the good news is they're expecting him back shortly.
And while it's still very early in the season, the top teams, Greg, have already started to distinguish themselves across the NBA.
Getting off to a hot start, always a good sign. But don't sleep on the teams that are still getting locked in. A lot can change in the coming months.
Valanciunas, good.
Gotta love the big man Valanciunas fighting for that extra chance, and he was rewarded for his effort.
Memphis moving it around. Here's Adams, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
First team foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact. And something that gets overlooked is how good of a passer Steven Adams is.
You're totally right, G.A. He's gotten much better with his vision. Knows how to find cutters and open guys out of the high post. Plus, he's skilled at throwing those full-court touchdown passes.
That misses, so he splits the free throws.
And you know, for proof of what Morant's done for the Memphis franchise, look at the offensive numbers. Grizzlies have made huge steps forward.
Here's Morant. Zion Williamson making his last shot. Morant with the bucket.
The decision-making keeps improving. Ja Morant looking comfortable operating in pick and rolls. Oh, no, he didn't. Unbelievable hang time, giving the crowd its money's worth. Go ahead, Zion.
Morant. And finished off by Morant.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Here's Williamson, and the shot goes in. Williamson's got 8.
In case anyone was wondering, this is what it looks like when you're in the zone. He hasn't missed one all quarter.
Assisted.
Quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that rim.
Outside, Jones. Williamson double team. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
A lot of enthusiasm to the start of this game. So far, a perfect 4 for 4.
And Adams sends it back.
Look at Adams using all of his impressive reach, firmly swatting that shot away.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
To the inside. Here's Williamson. Not going to go that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game. They didn't do that defensively.
It looked like there were communication breakdowns all night. Deadly, especially when you're on the road.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Pelicans. It's a 5-point game. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
No good from Clark.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Williamson right side. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
Ingram outside. From deep three-point range. That shot off the mark. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
So let's see how they play the clock.
Pass to Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Tough to miss that man. Desmond Bain read the defense perfectly.
New Orleans leading by 5. .23 seconds left here in the opening quarter. It's deflected. Back to Ingram. Just 5 to shoot. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
This is as good as it gets for first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Morant. Here's Adams. And it's in there.
And he's one of those guys you don't have to call plays for. Steven Adams is happy to eat the leftovers.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Pelicans lead by 7. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
The Grizzlies, 15.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
For me, it's all about playing downhill. They've been making it look easy to find penetration in this one, attacking the lanes and forcing the issue with the D.
And also, they've done an amazing job working the ball inside to score, with the opposition yet to find an answer defensively. Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
So difficult to stay planted, especially with all the motion around you. Annoying turnover.
Right now, I send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Last season, we know the Pelicans made that trade to bring in C.J. McCollum. He says, I think it's a match made in heaven. I'm happy to be here. The cool part is that I haven't had to make any real adjustments. The way I play is the right way. Kevin, back to you.
Well, and he's completely changing teams mid-season. Tough thing to do, but he is a veteran that can certainly handle it. Ball in his hands. Good things usually happen. Hey, David, thank you for that story. Down low. Bain. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
A player who's aware of everything around him. Brooks sees the man break open and hits him.
Dylan Brooks seems like a very spirited player, that he plays with a lot of emotion.
I've heard coaches say he's the team's biggest cheerleader, whether that's game time or practice. Kevin, he loves to motivate his squad to be at their best. A guy who can lull you to sleep and then burst right past you. Ja Morant on the attack.
Here's Hayes. The shot's good on the assist by Hayes. Hayes has got 4 points this quarter.
And that trip played out perfectly.
Smitty, after his sensational rookie season, I think people knew that Ja Morant had an unlimited ceiling.
Kevin, now we know it's not just high, it's through the roof. Ja was Rookie of the Year, and he keeps up in his game. We could, Kevin, be looking at an all-time great.
And the second free throw, good.
In terms of entertainment factor, can any current player top Ja Morant? I mean, we've seen Ja with some vicious in-game throwdowns.
And then slams it in.
I tell you what, Nance plays with a force every night. Explosive, tough, fearless.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
Hey, Craig, talking about the great Ja Morant, this guy is just flat out fun to watch.
Well, Ja's been known to go off for 50 on any given night, but he also looks for others, dropping some nasty dimes. Morant has an insane combination of athleticism and skill. This guy can do anything.
Aldama gets the bucket.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Here's Hayes. Can't hit from 12. The Grizzlies trailed by 4. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That's his first foul.
Personal foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Pelicans leading by 4. Stolen by McCollum. Pass to Ingram. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. 6 points for Brandon Ingram.
Nice to see Williamson spot the open man. He has awareness and ability as a passer.
Inside. Aldama. No good with the layup. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for New Orleans. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Grizzlies. Williamson trying to free himself up. Count it. There is so much young talent, Steve, in today's NBA. That being said, whose game should an up-and-coming player try to emulate?
For me, Kevin, for the 25 and under crowd, the guys...
It's game time in San Francisco as the crowd looks to cheer on their Golden State Warriors. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, former NBA players Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, with David Aldridge joining us courtside. The Warriors are in the midst of a road trip going into this one. They don't have a lot of great things going on right now, losing their first 6 to start the season.
And Kevin, they'll be hoping things go better for them tonight as opposed to how it was last night. The last thing they want to do is drop 2 games in the span of 48 hours.
Slip. That's where they gon' see you. Picture me rolling in a new Billy truck. Money blowing, just trolling. You already know it. I was really focused. Don't want no money, they hit for the. I did 100 shows. I even passed my 100. These want the title, girl, just play your role. Don't really want to talk. Many times you hurt me so much. Many times you hurt me so much. There you go again, putting on your own rodeo again. Yeah, you pushed me out just to flash that smile and last over again. Well, I've been here 1,000 times, I don't want to go again. I've been here 1,000 times, 1,001 won't be so bad. Well, strawberry, raspberry, candlelight, satellite, television, X-ray vision. Oh, what's it gonna take for you to listen? You can change your mind now, but you can't change your decision. You can change your mind now, but you can't change your decision. I don't really want to talk about it. So many times you hurt me so much. So many times you hurt me so much. I don't really want to talk about it. Many times you hurt me so much. Many times you hurt me so much. I want to talk about it. I really want to talk about it.
The NBA on 2K Sports. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. The Cleveland Cavaliers come into this one following a loss to the Celtics.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
And so it's the Cavaliers getting on the board first. Looney. Allen with the rebound. Pass to LeVert. Mitchell right side. Cavaliers moving the ball around. Allen right side. And they double up Allen. 5 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Down low. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. With the regular season just getting started, what's it like for rookies, Greg, who are beginning these new pro careers?
Let me tell you, Kevin, the speed of the pro game is startling. Things are happening so fast, it can take years for the game to slow down.
And Doris, looking back at last year, the Cavs far exceeded expectation.
They played beyond their years. Such a young team that played with such maturity, and that was coming off some very lean years. To me, their talent is unmistakable. Give credit to the organization for drafting well and making key trades that have really elevated this roster.
GA with their 4th title, the combination of Steph, Clay, and Draymond Green, the single most successful trio in the last half-century in the NBA.
And some would argue the best trio of all time. The most wins in the by a trio who've each made an All-NBA team.
Well, just quick with the decision-making, smart pass by Darius Garland.
And I don't care what his size is, you cannot forget to box him out. He's just got a nose for the ball, and he is fearless in attacking the glass.
Allen trying to break free. And Mobley throws it down.
The ease with which the game comes to Evan Mobley. My goodness, it's fun watching this guy play above the rim.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Mitchell outside. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Greg, an outstanding scorer. Donovan Mitchell takes it to another level in the playoff.
And Kevin, how about all of his averages go up come playoff time? Spider is a guy who wants the limelight, and like other stars, takes on more of a load in the postseason.
Curry's shot is off.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Count that one. Allen's got 6.
You like Allen to keep his concentration, refuses to let the defense out-muscle or outwork him.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Allen, that's good. 8 points for him.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Cleveland leading by 4. Gets stolen by Curry. Higgins outside. Pass to Thompson. Outside Curry. Shoots over Garland. Good as the jump shot falls. Curry's got his second basket.
Just smooth execution of the pick.
Oh!
Well, why did Donovan Mitchell win the dunk contest? Case in point right there.
Curry can't get it to go.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. Higgins outside. Here's Thompson. Jared Allen grabs the miss.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Here's Garland. Following the basket by Stephen Curry. And LeVert, here we go. Mobley. That's good. But LeVert with the assist. Mobley's got 6 points.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively. Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And Mobley throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
He is getting it done on the offensive end. 5 buckets through 7 shots.
And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Allen. He's got 8. They get it back. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Goes up again. And Mobley finishes inside. He's got 10.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And it's Wiggins missing.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Evan Mobley getting it done for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
21, the Warriors, 16.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one.
And now,
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Cavaliers?
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
They've also done a great job finding openings and exploiting them. Take those lanes when they're given and turn them into points.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Different spins.